Dumelang sanibonani, my name is Donald Mkwanazi, a member of SASCO. So today we are going to unpack the core ideas behind the ideology of SASCO, SASCO's ideology, political education, and international relations. So I'm going to unpack the first three sections, and the other three sections will be unpacked by my fellow comrade. Section 1, which speaks about the ideological foundations, says the South African Students' Congress is rooted in the traditions of the National Democratic Revolution, the Marxist-Leninist School of Analysis, and the mass-based activism of the Progressive Youth Alliance. This gives SASCO a dual character. On the one hand, it is a disciplined vanguardist organization allied to working class struggle. On the other hand, it is a mass democratic movement rooted in the lived conditions of students. The document explains that universities are sites of class contestation. Through Marxist-Leninist tools, SASCO understands society as a tension between the economic base and the superstructure. Let me scroll down. Patience with me. Thank you. Education forms part of the ideological state apparatus, meaning it is a battleground where capitalist hegemony can be challenged. Students who are not yet fully absorbed into wage labor remain open to radical ideas and capable of challenging capitalist domination from within. However, the biggest threat to transformation is institutional autonomy. I repeat, it is institutional autonomy, which has allowed university governance to drift into the hands of private sector elites. An analysis of South Africa's 26 universities shows that most council chairs come from corporate or legal backgrounds. Deepening class interest and showing transformation. This demonstrates that higher education remains shaped by capitalist power. So I will then go to section 2, which speaks about contemporary versus systematic student issues. It says, SASCO identifies two layers of struggle. First, the immediate bread and butter issues students face daily. Accommodation shortages, financial exclusions, hunger, unsafe campuses, mental health crisis, academic blocks, and language barriers. Second, the systematic issues that create and reproduce these conditions, which are commercialization of education, private control of residences, Eurocentric curricula, governance dominated by capital, and the funding model that entrenches inequality. SASCO's ideology insists that both layers must be fought simultaneously. Branches must respond to immediate material conditions, while national structures must tackle deeply rooted structural problems. So that is section 2. Allow me to go to section 3, which then speaks about the multitude, cultural hegemony, and intersectionality. Yes. So it says, the document introduces contemporary theoretical tools. Anthony Negri's concept of the multitude explains how diverse groups, which are students, workers, migrants, and activists, can collectively resist the decentralized power of today's empire, which mirrors the fragmented structure of higher education. But then again, also Anthony Gramsci's idea of cultural hegemony shows how ruling class ideas dominate university spaces, reinforcing exclusionary cultures and shaping what is considered normal. Equally, Frantz Fanon and Steve Biko highlight how psychological domination and internalized oppression maintain inequality. Kimberly Crenshaw's theory of intersectionality is central to SASCO's program. It teaches that race, gender, class, disability, and sectionality do not oppress people separately, but interlock. Understanding that this is essential for building an inclusive student movement capable of organizing the multitude. So allow me to welcome my fellow comrade who will then take you through the section 4, section 5, and section 6. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Donald. My name is Mojalifa Siabelo, a member of SASCO. So I'm going to be walking you through the three sections that I'm supposed to cover. Section 4 speaks about ideology into program. Section 5 speaks about political schools or political education. Then section 6 touches on the international relations. So section 4 goes into ideology into program, the student charter. The student charter is not an isolated set of demands. It is the practical outcome of SASCO's entire tradition, the modern expression of the spot document the NDR, and the Marxist-Leninist approach into the ABC of transformation. It translates theory into the ABC of transformation, decolonized curricula, multilingualism, democratized governance, accessible funding, and safe, inclusive learning environments. The Charter is the organization's weapon in transforming the post-school education and training sector. As the document states, ideology provides the lens, the Charter provides the weapon. Going into section 5, which is the political education. The political education section acknowledges that ideological discipline has weakened in recent years. Many members join SASCO without understanding its principle, leading into factionalism, personality politics, and organizational decay. The solution is a renewed political school, the Tshwane political school, consisting of 3 tiers: foundation, intermediate, and advanced political education, which will become a prerequisite of leadership at all levels. Through the structure, SASCO aims to rebuild catered quality, ideological clarity, and organizational unity. Now, touching on the last section, which is section 6, which touches on international relations, the international relations policy position of SASCO as part of the global anti-imperialist struggle. Guided by proletarian internationalism, SASCO commits to African unity, global African solidarity, or global South solidarity, and firm opposition to imperialism in its 2 forms. The document outlines clear stance: support the democratic struggle in Swaziland, support the Western Sahara against Moroccan occupation, solidarity with Sudan civilians, unqualified solidarity with Palestine, and active support of the BDS movement, support for Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua against US imperialism, strategic engagements with BRICS Plus as part of building a multipolar world. In closing, section 6 will then talk about the international solidarity. It being not optional, it is further pillar of SASCO struggle, integrated directly into branch programs and political education. In conclusion, Makawan, the discussion document reaffirms that SASCO stands at a decisive historical moment. Its task is to rebuild ideological cohesion, strengthen branches, organize the multitude, and challenge capitalist domination within higher education. Only through a united, disciplined, ideologically grounded movement can the vision of free, quality, decolonized education for all become a lived reality.